Happy Valentine's Day.
So it's been pretty casual. So
Ballin'.
20-second ad. This is.
couple hours,
Can't even
it's
skip
nice.
it.
Oh shit. No, you can't. Oh no, you can't.
I'm not surprised. But yeah, the setup is very straightforward. You guys wanna?
Yeah, I'm just letting the ad. Can we turn it up on
Closed.
Your love is king, crown you in my heart. Your love is king, never need to part. Your kisses ring, round and round and round my head, touching the very part of me. It's making my soul sing, tearing the very heart of me. I'm crying out for more. Your love is king, crown you in my heart. Your love is king. You're the ruler of my heart. Your kisses ring, round and round and round my head, touching the very part of me. It's making my soul sing. I'm crying out for more. Your love is king.
So about where the tape starts, so you can see here when it sounds good, it's green. But when it sounds bad, it goes orange or even red if it gets really loud.
You're making me dance inside. Your love is king, crown you in my heart. Your love is king, never need to part. Your kisses ring, round and round and round my head, touching the very part of me. It's making my soul sing, tearing the very heart of me. I'm crying out for more. Touching the very part of me, it's making my soul sing. I'm crying out for more. Your love is king. This is no blind faith. This is no sad or sorry dream. This is no blind faith. Your love is real. Gotta burn me with your heart. Your love is king. Never need to love. Touch me. Your love is king. I is coming. Your love is making me dance.
So I think that's us live, Johnny.
Cool.
So, how are you feeling this morning, Johnny?
Feeling pretty tired on this absolutely delicious Wednesday of a Valentine's Day.
Yeah, me too. Got about 3 hours sleep, I'd say.
3 hours sleep, that's not a good look. That you need at least 4.
So they say. Yeah, we had a nice little sleepover last night.
I did the first of many, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, we've had sleepovers before, just not in Churchtown, out in Clontarf.
I never organised like it was last night.
Yeah, it's more just been hammered after sex.
Yeah.
But this is probably the sweatiest and strangest start to my Valentine's Day, but probably not the sweatiest start to my Ash Wednesday. I've had some sweaty Ash Wednesday mornings before in the past. There's no green light on that thing. Do you think that means something's wrong? Should I turn that up?
No, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear myself.
That's good. You hear me?
I can, yeah.
Can you hear me?
Anyway, we're waiting on Megan Lynch. If she arrives, I don't know. Last online about 5 hours ago, so she might be having a little kip. And God love her. I think she deserves it.
Yes, she does, but that's so upsetting because I had so many lovely questions prepared for her.
Well, if she does decide to drop in, you can ask her those questions.
One can only pray.
Anyway, to kick off Valentine's Day, I think we're going to play a nice uplifting song now at 6 o'clock in the morning, just to get everyone in the lovey-dovey spirits. I'm still not quite sure how to turn off the music and turn on the music, but I'm sure we'll figure it out along the way. I'm sure.
Just put on a song.
I'm sure anyone listening to us at 6 o'clock in the morning, you know, you deserve this.
Yeah.
Anyway, here's Elliott Smith with Needle in the Hay. Happy Valentine's Day.
Some friend trying to cash some check. He's acting dumb, that's what you come to expect. Feeling the hay, feeling the hay, feeling the hay, needle in the hay. Sometimes they just get caught in the eye, you're pulling him through. Feeling the hay, feeling the hay, feeling the hay, needle in the hay. Falling out, 6 and pallet dead, sweating my teeth. Gonna walk, 4 more blocks plus the one in my brain. Downstairs to the man, he's gonna make it all okay. I can't be myself, I can't be myself, and I don't wanna talk. I'm taking the cure so I can be quiet wherever I want. So leave me alone, you ought to be proud that I'm getting good marks. Feeling the hay, feeling the hay, feeling the hay, needle in the hay.
that was poor old Elliot Smith with Needle in the Hay. So if you're waking up and it's going to be a lonely Valentine's Day, it could be worse.
Could be Elliot Smith.
It could be poor Elliot. It's also Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, people seem to be forgetting that this Valentine's Day, it seems to overshadow Ash Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a real shame because Ash Wednesday is really the most bizarre and abstract of the Catholic traditions, I think.
It's probably my favourite religious holiday.
Did you have to go to church in school and get dirt rubbed on your forehead by a man who had taken a vow of celibacy?
I did.
Yeah, pretty strange for...
Yeah, it was an annual tradition.
Yeah, from the age of 4 up until the age of 18 every year in school. You had to go in and get ashes done by some mad priest. But I remember when I was 10 years old, my granny died, and her funeral was on it's fine, Johnny.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah, her funeral was on Pancake Tuesday, and so myself and all the cousins didn't go into school on Ash Wednesday. So all the cousins were over in my house, and I was the eldest of all the cousins. I was probably about 10, 11 at the time.
Right.
And we realised about halfway through the day that it was Ash Wednesday, and that we'd missed getting our ashes done in school. So we're all like, oh no, damn. So my uncle had the bright idea of dipping his thumb into the ashtray and smearing cigarette ash on the foreheads of all the little kids running around the house. And it's a wonder that I smoke.
That's a really adorable story, Luke.
Isn't it just?
It really says a lot about you and how you've grown to be the man you are today.
I think it's the origin story of my superhero. If I was a
superpower.
smoking.
I don't know.
That's my origin story.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. What's your superpower, Johnny?
I get really sweaty.
Yeah. Very sweaty. Very, very sweaty.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. If you like getting sweaty.
I'm looking at the suggested videos up on YouTube for Elliot Smith, and one of the suggested ones is a cover of that song, Needle in the Hay, by PewDiePie. I don't know if that's real or not, but I think it's pretty funny.
Did I ever show you that video of... have you ever heard of the leather jacket guy?
Oh, I have, yeah.
Yeah, did I ever show you the video of the Canadian woman doing her impression?
Of him?
Of leather jacket guy?
No.
It's got about 300 views. And it's one of
How did you find it?
Don't ask. I don't tell, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. I can't... Is it a good impression, is it?
Oh, it's absolutely terrible.
Look at
It was one of the funniest things. The Canadian attempted an Irish accent. This is there, like...
And a contrived Irish accent at that.
Oh, completely. He looks like a cartoon character.
He does.
We have a song request from one of our listeners here, Leanne Bergen.
Oh, good morning, Leanne. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day,
I hope it
Leanne.
finds you very well.
Hey guys, love the show. Could you please play X Gon' Give It To You? It's one of my favourite Valentine songs. Always gets me in the mood.
Leanne, it would be an absolute pleasure to get you in the mood with some DMX on this.
Bring it on there, Luke.
This cold, rainy Valentine's morning. Although in this room we're warm and sweaty. But we are taking song requests throughout the hour that we're on.
So if you're listening,
so
please,
if you're listening and you want to hear a Valentine's song or an Ash Wednesday song,
pop us a message.
Send us a message.
Or letter.
Let us know you're listening.
An email. I do check my emails regularly.
I don't.
I'm an adult.
Anyway, Leon, here's DMX for you. Happy Valentine's Day. I hope you have a fantastic... Okay, sorry, that's playing an ad, so I'm going to turn the volume down because I'm working off YouTube.
That's good.
So I'll let the ad play through. It's an ad for Kendrick Lamar and someone on the All-Stars or something. I don't know. Yesterday. Anyway.
Vivo, nothing like it. Here we are.
Yo, get it twisted. This rap is mine. Mother start of game. What you heard, it's what you hearing. It's what you hearing. Listen, it's what you hearing. Listen, it's what you hearing. Listen. X gon' give it to you. Wait for you to get it on your own. X gon' deliver to you. Knock, knock, open up the door, it's real. With the non-stop pop out from stainless steel. Go hard getting busy with it. But I got such a good heart that I make the mother wonder if you did it. Damn right, and I do it again. Cause I am light, so I got to win. Break bread I've been doing this for 19 years. Wanna fight me, fight these tears. I put in work and it's all for the kids. But these cats done forgot what work is. They don't know who we be looking. They don't know who they see. First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. First we gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. Hey yo, where am I? There. I know I got 'em down in the greens, give 'em love and then give it back. Talk too much for too long. Don't give up, you're too strong. Love to the wild, wild hunters. Shout out to that done it. And it ain't even about the dough. It's about getting down for what you stand for, yo. For real. We gonna rock, then we gonna fold, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. First we gonna rock, then we gonna roll, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. First we gonna rock, then we gonna roll, then we let it pop, don't let it go. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya. X gon' give it to ya, he gon' give it to ya.
So very happy Valentine's Day to Leon Bergen. That was, of course, DMX with X Gonna Give It To You.
Hope it was everything you wanted and more, Leon.
As well as Valentine's Day and Ash Wednesday, it's also a few famous people's birthdays today. Angel Di Maria, the Argentinian football player. He turns 30 today. Can you believe he's 30, Johnny?
I cannot believe it at all. I support Fulham, everyone. I am a cottager at heart.
In both senses of the word.
You know what he's talking about.
Yeah, Johnny's a diehard Fulham fan.
If you cut me, I will bleed white.
He has been to Craven Colleges more times than he's been to UCD.
I have.
And of course, I'm an Aston Villa fan. And this weekend sees the Titans of Fulham host the mighty Villa in Craven Cottage. A big game to look forward to, I think. Villa off the back of a 7-win streak in the league. Beat the Blues there in the Second City Derby 2-0 on Sunday. Fantastic goal from Conor Hourihane, the Irish midfielder. Sealed the deal for us. Up to second now. And with Derby County losing 2-0 to Sheffield Wednesday last night, Villa have a secured spot at second. So, a win against Fulham on Saturday would bring me so much joy. It would keep us safe in second place. It'd be a win over one of my dear friends, Johnny. Bragging rights for the rest of the year. It would mean 8 league wins in a row. It'd mean the world to me.
And it's such a shame that it's not going to happen.
It is going to happen. I'd say Villa 2-1 away from home. You know, our away form this season hasn't been great, but I think, you know, form, you have to take that into account. And Fulham have been on a great run since the new year as well.
So is Ryan Sessegnon, little 17-year-old?
Ryan Sessegnon, 17 years old. Plays left back. He's now playing up the wing. But he's Fulham's leading goal scorer, and he's 17. Which is kind of scary. He was born in the year 2000.
Terrifying.
Yeah. Other famous birthdays today. Teller from Penn and Teller. I think he's the one that doesn't talk. Which is probably why he's called Teller. That's like some sort of goof. Haha.
It's ironic.
Yeah. Freddie Highmore.
Freddie Highmore?
The English actor who was born this day 26 years ago. And he went on to play Charlie in Tim Burton's reboot of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. He was also in the Spiderwick Chronicles movie. Any other roles you can think of that Freddie Highmore did?
Freddie Highmore. Happy birthday.
He was in Bates Motel.
Bates Motel.
Never watched it.
Neither did I.
I don't think I've ever seen Psycho.
Did you ever see The Psycho with Vince Vaughn?
No.
Neither did
why
I.
would I do that?
Just, I don't know, I thought maybe that'd be a fun topic of conversation.
Yeah. Speaking of shot-for-shot remakes, we got a song request in. So we've mentioned earlier that we're taking requests for a couple of songs if anyone has anything they'd like us to play. So we have one here. Do you want to read it out, Johnny, or will I read it out? I'm easy.
Yeah, I can read out the song request. Well, let's see. Send in a bit of a story for us. All right. This one's even addressed to you, Luke.
Oh,
So,
a loving fan.
So, hi, Luke. I'm a massive fan of yours. I've listened to every show you've done, and in fact, I've copied each one of your onto a cassette tape with a picture of you I photoshopped so that you look like the talking bust from Art Attack. I really used to love that show, but now I'm too old to watch it and people would think I'm weird. I don't think you'd think I'm weird for watching Art Attack though, Luke. That's why I made you look like the talking bust. I used to be something of an artist. I would draw things and people and animals and other drawings, and when I was growing up in school in class I would draw willies and the other boys would laugh, and so would I, and it would all be fun, and then we'd stop laughing at the willies and they'd go back to bullying me. That would always hurt my feelings. It made me cry and think that I didn't belong or that I was different and that being different was a bad thing. Now I know it's not. My parents would tell me to keep my chins up. It seemed they too had a sense of humour and liked to bully me because I was an obese child and, in fact, still am an obese man. And stick through it, that it would build character. I never knew what it meant to say something builds character, and my parents always said it, and my English teacher said it, and so did the PE teacher and the principal, my public speaking teacher, and my dog, not with words though, but with the stares he gave me when he was trying to take me for a walk. His name is Mars Delight because they were my favourite sweetie but no longer available, and this fills me with despair because no chocolate bar will ever be as good as that. I used to eat on average 4 a day. Mars Delight is a collie and is dead now. I liked him when he was puppy young, but then he aged to become condescending, always commenting on my weight and trying to take me for walkies. It reminded me of the boys in school, but they didn't try to make me walkies. They would throw around a chocolate bar making me chase them because they said I could have it if I get it off them, and I always made sure I did. I pretended sometimes in my mind that I was beating them to a bloody mess, laughing at them saying, "Ha ha, this chocolate is mine," but I would eat it in the toilet usually. Mars Delight was supposed to love me, but I stopped loving him the way someone stops loving their favourite band after it turns out that the lead singer was on drugs that time you met them backstage with a VIP ticket and said they'd meet you for lunch and that they really liked your t-shirt, but then they never showed up to lunch though I waited 2 hours there. My parents started going on holidays and not taking me with them. Get a job and it's just for us, leaving me alone with Mars Delight. I left the shed door open because I wanted him to go in there and stop bullying me, and he did, and I locked the door and went back to playing Sims. My parents came home 2 weeks later and he was dead, but I was laughing at Sims. I had never killed something before, at least not as big as a dog, but it made me think about the schoolboys and I haven't forgotten them. I don't go to UCD. I don't go to anywhere anymore. Not since you stopped doing student radio last November. And I'm choosing a Talking Heads song because of your cassettes, and I think you probably like their songs, so I'm picking Psycho Killer for no reason, really. I hope you get the message, but please just put on the song and don't read out the whole message. Thanks. Alright, that was from Bobby Spriggett. Yeah, we can do that one for you, Psycho Killer.
Thanks, Bobby. It's great to hear from a fan and a fellow enthusiast of student radio. Sorry to hear about Mars Delight. I'm sure he's up in doggy heaven. But I'm also sorry to hear that Mars Delights have been taken off the market.
He was not wrong. They were an amazing chocolate
They
bar.
were quite nice. Probably off the market about 10 years at this stage.
Took them off the market because they were extraordinarily fattening.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were more fattening than any other bar on the market.
Is that true?
Yeah, that any other bar on the market had ever been.
Well, Billy or Bobby, was it?
Bobby Spriggett, that was
Bobby
one.
Spriggett. Well, here's the Talking Heads for you, Bobby.
That's for you, and that's for the Mars Delights that we're all missing, man.
You stay golden.
That'd be Valentine's Day.
And that was Psycho Killer by the Talking Heads for Bobby Spriggett,
Hope you enjoyed it there, Bobby. Hope you enjoying the show.
wherever you may be. So we talked before that song about famous birthdays on the 14th of February.
I forgot to mention a good friend of mine, one of my best friends, in fact, if not my very best friend, Emmett O'Conneilla. If you're listening, Dublin GAA footballer. You're probably thinking, Luke, Johnny doesn't know any Dublin GAA
That's
footballers.
exactly what I was thinking.
Well, I do. I know him, and he's one of my best friends.
How do you know him?
I used to work with him in New Beginning.
Oh, very good. And he plays DL
He plays the old GAA football, yeah.
guy.
The old
So he's won. Were you working there when he won the All Ireland then last year?
yeah, I don't think he was on the team at the time. He was on the bench.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Well, happy birthday, Emmett.
Emmett
Um,
O'Conneilla.
Balliol
He's-
Clea Abu.
Yeah,
Up the Dubs.
that was just making sure everyone knows that he is my friend.
Hill 16, Dublin only.
If you were to ask him, he'd say yes, he is my friend. So don't be afraid to ask him.
But of course, people are born every day. People die every day.
People die.
And today is no different.
Yeah.
So while the 14th of February might have produced Freddie Highmore, Angel Di Maria, and Teller,
Emmett O'Conneilla.
and Emmett O'Conneilla, it was on this day that we also lost some special people. An American journalist named James Bond died this day in 1989. And in 1975, the author P.G. Wodehouse died. Sorry, James Bond was actually an ornithologist and zoologist.
Very good, James. Sad to hear about P.G. Woodhouse.
Did you not know he had died 40 years ago?
No, I only started reading his books recently and was looking forward to his next one, to be honest.
Well, I don't think it's ever going to come, Johnny.
Valentine's Day ruined, but it's just one to add to the many.
Have you ever been in UCD this early? I don't think I have.
Uh,
Not even for postering or anything.
I did the 24-hour musical my first year in
yeah.
college. My first attempt at college.
Yeah, I never did the 24-hour musical. And I was normally late for postering, so this is definitely the earliest I've ever been in.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. It's all dark and there's no one around.
Yeah, it
I'm
was
very tired.
very weird to see the gate locked
Yeah.
on my way through the Clonskeagh
Mm.
entrance.
I think I'm gonna have to go for a shower after this. I feel quite dirty and greasy.
Yeah, no, I'd love to join you in that shower.
I don't know where I'm gonna go for a shower though. Sports Centre.
Yeah, you could just go to the gym.
Buy a little thing of shampoo.
I can give you shampoo.
I'll have to rent a towel for £2 off the sports desk. Yeah. And then where do I leave my clothes?
I could watch after them while you get in the shower.
I wouldn't trust you.
Well, I'm not like you, Luke.
What do you mean you're not like me?
I don't bully you.
I don't bully you.
No, I bully myself.
You deserve everything that's coming your way, Johnny.
I probably do.
Any songs you'd like me to play, Johnny, on this Valentine's Day?
Any songs I'd like you to play? Yeah. It's the Crosby, Stills and Nash song.
For God's sake.
Band I've been very fond of recently. Bought one of their vinyl records because I buy vinyl records.
Yeah, Johnny is that guy.
I'm one of those.
He loves
guys.
dad rock and buys vinyl.
I like current music too.
Yeah,
You know
but it's
what,
all
take-
still dad rock.
Take back the Crosby, Stills and Nash. I'm gonna put on Conan Moccasin.
Yeah, also dad rock.
This is dad rock.
Yeah, I mean, Mac DeMarco's dad rock, so of course.
Alright, Conan Moccasin. I'm the man that will find you.
Okay. And do you want to tell us a bit about Conan and
Conan Moccasin is a New Zealander,
a Kiwi?
a Kiwi, yeah, one of those Southerners,
Southern Hemispheres,
Southern Hemispheres. So he's southern.
in a sense.
So he's pretty good, is all I can really say. I really like his music. I've never met the man, so I can't say I like him as a person, but if I were to meet him, I would only hope that he'd be agreeable. He's still alive. He's not dead. Please don't die today, because that would make me feel like I jinxed your life, and I don't want to be the end of anyone other than myself.
Okay, nice little callback to Elliott Smith there. And on that note, we'll play some Conan Moxon with I'm the Man That Will Find You. And that was Colin Moccasin with I'm the Man That Will Find You. It's 6:35 on Belfield FM, doing the 24-hour live stream. Probably no one listening, but I hope there is someone out there giving us a chance.
Did I mention to you, Luke, that yesterday I was on a date with a girl?
Oh, no, you didn't.
I
Was
was on
this a pre-Valentine's date? Was it a first date?
It was a first date.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Very nice.
yeah, I only told her I loved her once, and
That's got to be an all-time low.
no, this is a regular occurrence for me, and I always just try to play it off as a laugh, even though
It's pretty weird, Johnny.
I mean it. I mean it to everyone I say. I say it very often. But while we were out, we happened to bump into Donald Gleeson.
Physically.
Donald Gleeson physically. We saw Donald Gleeson in Kyo's on South Ann Street.
Oh, yeah? What was he doing there?
Well, he seemed to be there with a bunch of pals, having a few pincini of Guinness.
He's a man about town.
He's a man about town, and I'm glad to see he drinks Guinness. I like seeing men I like drinking Guinness. And he is a man I like. I'm not afraid to say that.
No, I mean, I'm normally one who will dislike successful Irish people. I hate Bono. Not the biggest fan of Saoirse Ronan, but I'm quite a big fan of Donald. And his dad.
They both seem like people who I'd like to...
very down-to-earth, nice people.
Exactly. I'd like to share a pint with them.
They
But,
also both support Aston Villa. So, good in my books.
Yeah, you're dead to me now.
Learned that on the Aston Villa Wikipedia page.
But,
or
point-
maybe it was his Wikipedia page.
Point of that story of seeing Donald Gleeson in Kyo's of South Ann Street, lovely pub, was that I was on a date. And I had a really good time.
That's beautiful. Now, it's really nice to know that if Johnny Walsh can get a date, there's hope for all of us.
Yeah, no, there's hope for everyone. You know, there's hope for me, there's hope for everyone. So,
Well, good for you, Johnny. I'm delighted for you.
yeah,
I have
it's
to
going
say.
well. It's a happy Valentine's Day for Johnny Walsh, everyone, for Slabs. Slabs Walsh.
Slabs Walsh. I'd like to play a little song that I'd like to dedicate to all my boys out there. So, you know who you are, my boys. Johnny, D, Paulie, Shano, Ross, Connell. It's probably more than I'm forgetting about. But I'd like to wish all my boys a very happy Valentine's Day. And so this song goes out to all of you. And it's called Boys. And it's by Sabrina. Not the Teenage Witch. Some Italian one. Happy Valentine's Day. So that was Sabrina with Boys. Summertime Love. Great song. I believe she's Italian. I think it came out in the late 80s or around that time. But I mentioned a few boys that I wanted to dedicate that song to, but I forgot a very important and special boy. It's Kieran Gallagher. He's a fellow disc jockey. And it was myself and Kieran who had our show together on Belfield FM nearly 2 years ago at this stage. My first show here, my first experience of student radio, which is still a thriving passion of mine. But yeah, Kieran, you're one of the boys too. That song was also for yourself.
It's good to hear.
We were talking earlier about famous people that you work with. Well, a Dublin Ga player that you used to work with.
Emma Cornelia, yeah.
And you also used to work with an up-and-coming Irish rapper.
I did.
Dublin rapper Kevin Smith.
Kevin Smith, a.k.a. Kojak.
You may know him better as. He's got a new EP out in the next few weeks. He's released a couple singles off it.
He has?
Yeah, it's called Delhi Daydreams. I was a big fan. No, Sean Butler was a fan. Another one of my boys. But yeah, check that out if you want to hear someone who used to work under Johnny Walsh.
Not like that. No, like I was his boss, kind of. But I always tried to be more his friend.
I'm sure he loved that.
Yeah, I think he did.
Mm.
Oh, Luke got another song request in here.
Oh, in on the old Instant Messenger app, was it?
Yeah, that's the one. So, let's see here. Another long one. Let's see what he says. I do not know you, nor have I ever listened to your show. My name is Donald Connors, and I am a very big fan of sending in applications to radio shows. Competitions, song requests, I love it all. Sometimes listening to the radio can be fun too. I suppose audience participation is a must to successfully make people laugh and to ensure they are entertained. Most people at a comedy gig dread the moment when it is time for an audience member to embrace the stage and have the whole rest of the audience laugh at you, and I am one of those people. The idea of a room full of people laughing at me, especially in the intense vacuum that is the moment when the comedian decides who to pick on, it makes me snot myself and fart uncontrollably. This happened once when I went to a beginners comedy club in Bratislava with a girl I had met on the internet. It was Bumble, not Tinder, and they are both socially acceptable now. In retrospect, I should not have allowed her to choose what to do, because I would have rather gone to look at ducks or swans by some local water feature. We sat up the front, and when the time came, I was the one chosen to be laughed at. They instantly began speaking the language they speak in Bratislava. I don't know it, and I couldn't understand a thing. There was rapturous laughter. I couldn't tell why, and I could already feel the snots building up, and they kept talking in their language, and I don't know what it's called, but it sounds nothing like English or Japanese, the two languages I speak. People were laughing weird laughs now, and I was petrified, and by this stage snots were pouring out of my nose, over my mouth, into my inhaling mouth, and out into the audience, and one long fart was streaming out of my anus. Please insert a fart noise here for effect. Getting loud, and then getting quiet, and then getting loud again, and then getting quiet, and then a bit wet. I fell off the stage and ran back to my hotel, and it wasn't a nice walk, but the hotel room was nice. Anyway, that's why I like the radio, because that never happens and everyone's a bit more polite, and you do make a mistake, people can't see you snotting everywhere. If you have any competitions, I humbly request that you immediately enter me into it. My phone number is 089-876. I won't read out those last ones for you, Donald. I'd also like to request the song I Only Have Eyes for You by the Flamingos for my Slovakian love. You haven't left my mind, and I think about you daily, even if I did have to pay. Arigato. Well, Donald, I Only Have Eyes for You. Very good song. We can bang that on for you.
Thanks a million, Donald, for getting in touch. I hope that you find happiness.
I hope you find your Slovakian love.
And we are still taking a few more song requests. Probably fit one more in before the end of the show. But if anyone has them, send it on in, and we'll be happy to read it out.
Any of you listeners out there.
For Donald and his Slovakian love, here's the Flamingos with I Only Have Eyes from You.
must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you. Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright. I only have eyes for you. The moon may be high, but I can't see a thing in the sky. I only have eyes for I don't know if we're in a garden or on a crowded avenue. You are here, and so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they all disappear from view. And I only have eyes for
My apologies there, I was a bit trigger happy and I paused the video before we got to the end of the song. So sorry if you missed a couple seconds there. Hopefully it won't happen again. But we're nearly coming to the end of our hour here on the live stream. I've really enjoyed it. Worth getting out of bed for. Glad I could do my bit. You know, I have been missing doing the Owl Radio stuff. I didn't apply for a show this semester, thinking I wasn't in college. And yet here I am, back in college. Get in.
Who knows, maybe you've sparked something in me, Luke.
Oh God, I hope not. 4 more years.
4?
No, I'm only messing. But yeah, thanks for coming on and doing it with me, Johnny. I'd probably, if I'd been here on my own, I don't know what I would have done. Probably would have just played Elliott Smith for the whole hour. And
Do you not have any plans in this Valentine's Day, Luke?
Once I'm done this, I'm gonna go get a coffee, maybe some food with yourself.
Huh?
I'd like to get a shower in if possible. I'd love to have a go on the hurdy-gurdies across the way that the UCD Students' Union have kindly set up.
Right, everyone, RAG Week.
For RAG Week.
Currently in motion.
Raise and give.
€15 for a ticket today, though.
Sure, it's for a good cause.
I'm unemployed.
Well, you can watch me going on the rides.
I think that would give me an immense amount of pleasure.
Anyway, thanks for coming on, Johnny. It's been a good time having you here. Thanks for staying over at my house.
It's been fun being here. It was fun staying over in the McWalter residence.
You're welcome because you know I let you beat me at FIFA. But I have one more song request here that I'm gonna read out, and then I'll play that one.
Didn't let me win. Just gonna clarify that.
That will see us to about 7 o'clock, and we'll let the next show start then.
Right,
Next up is Ashling at 7, I believe, according to this spreadsheet that I have in front of me. But anyway, here's the request here. Luke Achara, great to see you keeping up the radio gig. I was under the impression that the world would be without a McWalter's radio hour for the current university semester. But praise be to the signatories themselves, we still have one of our most prized national treasures. We are currently in talks about where your monument should be erected, but I stipulated that it is to be no less than a third the size of the spire. Tweet me or slide into my Instagram DMs with your thoughts on the subject. I'm eager to hear. Anyway, all the best. Keep up the good work. Uachtaráin na Héireann, Mícheál D ó Hiagán. Oh, and the song I'd like to request is Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance. Thank you very much for the kind words, Uachtaráin.
Strong words from a strong man.
Very strong man. I'm delighted to hear that you're a fan of my student radio portfolio. And I'd be delighted to play that song for you on this Valentine's Day. So, here's My Chemical Romance with Welcome to the Black Parade to see us to the end of our slot.
Happy Valentine's Day, boys and
It's been
girls.
an absolute pleasure. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Ash Wednesday.
Keep it real.
Happy Hash Wednesday.
When I was a young boy, my father took me into the city to see a marching band. He said, son, when you grow up, would you be the savior of the broken, the beaten, and the damned? He said,